Hi friends, Suzanne here. Welcome to another Monday Makes video. For today's project, I am featuring this stamp set called Inspired Thoughts, but my main focus of this video, which is usually simple stamping, is about utilizing your pattern paper or your designer series paper. In a couple of weeks, Stampin' Up! Is going to have a pattern paper sale, and we are going to get some discounted prices on our pattern paper. So for this card example, and I have 4 to share with you today, I am using the You're a Peach designer series paper, and I'm adhering it on a pale papaya card base. I've stamped the sentiment in Stays on ink, and that little rectangle is a stitched rectangle die cut. And then what I have done here is I marked the middle of my card base, and then I just want to make sure that these strips are nice and straight. So this is using just 3 strips. They're 1-inch strips of the You're a Peach designer series paper, but I just flipped the middle one around. And now I've put dimensional adhesive on my sentiment, and when I finally decide on a spot that it's going to go, that will be my first card. So super simple, hashtag simple stamping, everyone. But this is utilizing both the back and the front of your designer series paper strips. These are 1 inch by 5 1/4. All right, so I wasn't even thinking about this. This is the inside of the card, but I should have taken that paper and thought about whether I was going to go horizontal or vertical with this card. Oh well. Anyway, I have stamped with Stays on ink with my sentiment here. And I have used, this is the gingham from the Pansy Petal designer series paper. And I've put dimensional adhesive on that and got that all ready to go. Now here again is a 3-inch strip, and I've cut it into 1 inches. Does that make sense? A block of 3 inches. And then I wanted 1-inch strips, and they're going to go past the card. I have marked off the middle of my page. And the one thing when you're using a pattern paper like this, I wanted to make sure that I cut down the exact section and then I matched them up again so I wasn't crooked. So here on this strip, I sort of measure where it should go, and then I just move it off to the side just a smidge. So there's a little bit of that fresh freesia cardstock, and that's what I'm using. So that's the little bit in between there. And then I just trim off the excess. And then now I bring in my rectangle stitched die cut with the sentiment, and then the back portion of that pattern paper. And then, look at what I did here. I have a directional DSP on the strip. So then I just cut it down because that was the only thing I could do. So I just put adhesive on the back and then adhered this on the inside of the card. It still works. So that is using 3 strips. So a 3-inch strip, 3 by 6 maybe, and I've cut the 3 strips to make 3 1-inch strips. All right, so coming up here, I am again starting off with my stamping. And of course, if you don't have a Big Shot or a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you can just cut your sentiments to whatever size you want. The rectangle there, I think it's about 2.5 inches by 1 inch. So I have some gold paper here, or gold foil, and I am using that artistically inked paper. And to be honest, as I was adhering it to the gold paper, I didn't like the amount of gold that was showing. I wanted it very, very subtle, and it was right in your face. So on all 3 strips here, and these are 3 different strips of artistically inked, I think that's what it's called, Expressions in Ink paper. And Expressions in Ink paper, I am right. And I flanked it with gold foil. And then I put the sentiment straight in the middle. So all 3 of these strips they're just 1 inch by 5 1/4. And then I flank them with gold gold foil, and I just trimmed them out myself. So I often do that. You don't have to be perfect, but if you're careful when you're cutting, it can look just like your paper trimmer. Okay, this is the last and final card. This is the sentiment I've chosen. Thank you very much. Or thank you so much. And then I have the Expressions in Ink paper, just 1 big long strip. This is Magenta Madness carb base. I have put this strip 1/2 inch away from the crease. And then I put the dimensional adhesive on my gold foil rectangle. And then I'm just adhering my thank you so much sentiment, which is the stitch rectangle, on here, sort of off to the side, really. And I didn't feel it had enough support, so I had to put another dimensional, squeeze it in there. You know me and dimensionals. And I've removed all the release paper, and now I'm going to adhere this to where I think it's pleasing to my eye. Other people might not think it's pleasing to their eye, but I like this one. And I often leave a lot of space when it's cards like this. Those colors are beautiful. So you can see all the supplies I used today listed below in the video See More section or in the supplies section of my blog. The links will take you to my Canadian online store. These are the cards we created today. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.